Good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. And again, the coverage of our team and our program. Excited to get a win in the first game in conference play and get off to a 4-1 start on really where our program is. We've hit a lot of marks that I thought we would have an opportunity through the first 5 weeks of the season. We're a long ways away from where we need to be. The emphasis on trying to make a number of improvements this week will be at the forefront of what we're doing, along with the preparation for our next opponent. So they don't have a game either. So all the film we're going to get, we've got it. And the preparation started early yesterday on them, and we're heavy into it. Our kids had a great day in the weight room yesterday and in meetings. Today's their day off, and then we'll approach it like as close to a game week as we can here the next 4 days, getting as many reps as we can get in. So we're a long ways away from where we need to be on all three phases of the game. So excited about the progress that we have made. We've got to correct mistakes in all areas on things that we've done up to this point. If we don't, then we won't achieve what the best version of this team can be. So we are in a fortunate situation from an injury standpoint when you look at the amount of reps that we've had, the amount of work that we've put in since August 3rd. And I would say around the country, everybody's banged up a little bit at this point, and we are as well. But also, fortunately, we haven't had many severe injuries that are taking away a lot of game time. So we'll get some guys that have been out. We'll get them back, hopefully a little more healthy this week, and hopefully we can be as full help from a health standpoint, ready to get into game week with everybody that we've got. So we'll see how that goes. And then, the urgency for us to continue to prepare and continue to stay on the mission of now the focus of game 2 of conference season, the importance of this game for us. There's a lot that rides on it. So excited to get into what will be game week plus a few extra practices and see how our team responds.
Coach, is it good to play these back-to-back games, rivalry games, so that the players know what to expect after you play Hawaii? I know emotions are running high there on the sideline, and now the players know what they can expect.
The game, there were maybe some extra meeting on last week's games, but again, it's about us, how we prepare, and the focus on trying to be the best versions of ourselves. What comes along with that, and things that we didn't create but we inherited. Same thing with this game. Obviously, it's hugely important for our supporters and our alumni base and the players before us. They understand what's at stake with this game. But every game is going to be so hugely important when you get in the conference play, and this happens the way the schedule aligned that these 2 games are back-to-back. So our kids know it. You could feel it even yesterday in the meeting when we started talking about our next opponent on the urgency on what that needs to look like.
Coach, as far as a timetable on Jere Williams, do you know anything on him?
We would still be, it's not months, it's weeks, and maybe even fewer than that. It was a successful procedure, and he seems to be progressing really well. There's a time of healing. Obviously, it needs to take place, but if anybody can get back in quicker than the time frame is, it'll be him. And he's involved in meetings, so mentally he won't miss a beat on retaining the information, the new things we put in. We'll be excited to get him back.
So you have the cannon in the lobby, but now you have the pineapple as well. Is that just a reminder of your guys' hard work?
Well, I don't know whose design it was to put the cannon there, but I think it's a great idea that you walk in the door and that's one of the first things, if not the first thing you see it. And then on the other side is the one we recently got. So the goal is to keep those, and they never leave. And so it's a point of emphasis, and I think they're situated in a really good spot.
Coach, what's the bye week looking like for you? Is it more time to just rest or more film watching, or what does it look like for you?
Individually,
Yeah.
our Sunday was a normal Sunday. Did the film work on the previous game, made the notes, hit the objectives. I've got a checklist of every day on what it looks like, and so it's a normal week. Other than Thursday after practice, some of our staff will be getting on the road to go recruit. I know that's not about, you asked about me specifically, but it would be a normal week for me, except I don't think I have the radio show Wednesday night. Other than that, it's kind of all systems locked in.
Coach, what about the progress of the defense shown in the Hawaii game, especially with regard to putting pressure on the quarterback?
Yeah, I think we've been able to, the last 2 weeks, really been able to formulate pressure, which will be huge for our success. We're not playing good enough defensive ball to on what our standard is, but we're making progress. I thought on the line of scrimmage, I thought we were disruptive, tackle for loss, affecting the quarterback, getting him off his spot, sacks, number of hits on the quarterback. Those numbers are up, which they should be. We're playing faster, and now we got to play smarter.
As far as the running backs are concerned, there was a pretty even split all the way around. What kind of goes into that from the offensive side as far as who's on the field when during certain packages?
It's all built throughout the week on what personnel grouping, who fits, who practices best, who we want to try to get the ball. So every week's a little bit different, and all of it's depending on how they practice throughout the week. And last week, I don't recall what personnel group we started in, but I think it was Jet and Jordan in the game to start off in a two-back set. So it'll be different as we go within personnel groupings and what we're trying to attack and how.
What is Doug Brumfield's status as we go into the bye?
He got a lot better last week. Throughout the course of the week, as the week went on, he got better and his health got better. So we'll get another injury report later on today at our staff meeting, and hopefully he'll be cleared. It was cleared to a point last week, but being cleared and being able to go play are two different things. Play at the level that you need to, especially at that position. So we'll see what tomorrow looks like and take it a day at a time.
When we talk about go ahead.
When he is healthy, is he the starting quarterback again, or is he going to have to?
Yeah, I think he's still proven in our minds. He's been the starter, is the starter, and again, I think we've got three quarterbacks that can play winning football, and I want all guys to have opportunities, and that's at every spot, not just the quarterback position, because it's a long season. We're going to need everybody on the roster to contribute in some way, and that position's no different.
Coach, on the kicking game, the kickoffs, touchbacks, that's been a big part of this team, right?
He's gotten better. Yeah, we need that.
Every kickoff, I feel, was a touchback this past week. But also, can you talk about the importance and the impression, the impact of Jose Pisano, and now I think he's at the top of the list, 11 field goals leading the nation.
Well, I think our kick coverage is, for the most part, has been solid. We had one the other day that we didn't do a great job on backside pursuit and leverage angles on what that looks like. But the kickers, we're getting better with touchbacks. We need those. I think the speed down the field has been good. We've got athletes on that side of the ball in the kicking game that really can create an advantage for us. They understand the scheme and they're playing fast. And then mentioning just our field goal unit with the snapper, the holder, the kicker, and then the protection, so many things that go into it. But if we get inside the 35-yard line, it's nice to know, hey, we're going to come away. We should come away with points here. We want touchdowns, but if we get in a position, he's been solid, and that's got to continue. Obviously the 52-yarder the other day, that was about his range the other day. I've seen him hit longer in practice, but it was just enough, and luckily the ball bounced our way in that situation. But it's huge when you have that on your side, that and you can count on him. Doesn't matter. You don't have to place the ball on the right hash or the left middle. He gets inside the 35 and has pretty good confidence right now in being able to come away with points.
this team was 4-1 last year. Obviously, you weren't here as a different coaching staff, but how do you think that impacts the players going into this week? And will that kind of memories of, they didn't win another game until the end of the season kind of carry over? Or how do you?
Yeah, I think we all learn from our experiences, and I respect the question, but I don't want to be judged by that. We've got 55 to 58 players on the roster now that were not here last year. It's a different team. Every situation and every team is different, so we'll take the approach of just like we have every single week this year. On it's a 1-game schedule. I know it's boring talk, but the focus is on us. We want to go 1-0. If you don't learn from the past, your experiences, and you're not able to learn and move forward from those, then you'll never make the progress you're supposed to. And that's in life, in coaching, and in playing, and whatever it is. So I think it would be wise for us to continue to focus on what we're in control of, and whatever happened last year, last week, has absolutely no bearing on what we do moving forward. I'm not trying to diminish the question.
No, of course not.
or that thought, but that's just, I think it would work best for us on wherever our feet are. Let's be there, work on the present, right here, right now moment.
Do you approach the bye any different with a rivalry game coming at the end of it? Does that add kind of?
Well, I didn't have to say much about it yesterday in the first meeting. We put last week's game to bed, to rest, whatever we want to call it. And then talked about the importance of this week working towards the next opponent. And there was guys at the edge of their seat, really dialed in and focused on, we know what's there. I feel the responsibility to go win the game for a lot of people.
This week is also a big recruiting week for you guys. Locally, where are you emphasizing?
Yeah, we'll get a number of staff members out Thursday. Some will travel. We'll hit the schools in the city that we haven't hit so far yet this evaluation period, and try to focus again on the city of Vegas. And then we've got some guys that we need to go see in the 24 class that are committed, that are playing on Friday nights. We'll try to get into many games as we can, not only here but across the country.
People told you about the rivalry and the intensity, and there was a big fight on the field in 2019. It gets pretty rough up there.
No, I haven't heard about the 2019. I haven't heard about that. I know I've been in a lot of rivalry games over the years. I understand that there's a lot of emotion that goes into a game when it impacts a lot of people. We'll handle it the right way. In the preparation, you look at the ability to control what you can control, the distractions that really take away from your preparation or your ability to play free. All those things that maybe go into a rivalry game. At the end of the day, when we put the ball down and go play, it's how good can we be for 6 seconds at a time. And I understand the importance of this game, on how that we need to prepare. But also we don't need to waste emotion on something that happened years ago. But also I think would be wise of me and our staff to prepare our team just like we would every week about what we're stepping into, the environment, and also create and paint the picture of the opportunity that's there for us.
Looked like Jordan Young-Humphrey was about to have a breakout game. He got off to a really good start. Is he okay, or is this a long-term injury?
Yeah, I believe we're going to have a long-term injury, unfortunately. And what a terrific start to the season for him. Really a starter on every special teams. You knew exactly what you were going to get every day in practice and the way that he worked. And had carved out a role on offense that was impactful. We'll get a little bit more reading on him today on what that injury is, and I would say he would for sure this week will be out. I'm going into next week's game, and then we'll get more eval and more official word later today, I think.
Is there a specific area of injury for Jordan?
It was his knee and I think right knee.
Coach, one area of success this year offensively has been when you guys have been able to get down into the red zone. Is there anything that changes from a schematic standpoint when you get to that short field? And what have been some of the keys that you and your coaching staff look for in that situation?
Yeah, I think we spent a lot of time in spring ball and fall camp working that. Right now, on both sides of the ball, we're having success in the red zone area, both red zone defense and offense. That's got to continue. It's a little bit different on who you're going against, the coordinator, their DNA. Does it change when you get down in the short area of the field? Where does the red zone really start? Is it in the 30 in? Is it 15 and in? Guys change their calls a little bit down in that area. So I think more than anything, our players have executed. And I think we've had a good plan on both sides of the ball and being able to understand what we're good at in those spaces, and then what the offense or defense is trying to do or what we're going to get, and then plan accordingly. This week is so huge on you do a self scout after every game, but now the body of work, you have 5 really good weeks, put it together, and so everything that we see that we're good or not good at right now, the opponent does as well. So the ability to change some of those things, I think that's huge. You do it every week, like I mentioned, but we're a little more deliberate with what we're looking at right now.
How important would it be for Doug if he can get back for the bye week and get 2 full weeks of practicing for UNR?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, the number of reps across the board, the number of reps that we'll get tomorrow for everybody on the roster. It's this. I'm a firm believer in the way you get good at doing something is you do it every single day, and your habits are of those in alignment with playing winning football. So it's individual drills, it's group work, it's teamwork, it's the ability to study film, all those things for every single person on our roster. We can make a lot of ground up here over the next few days.
You guys not only getting a lot of sacks on defense, but protecting the quarterback on offense, no sacks this past week. How much of that is the offensive line coming together? How much is the quarterback understanding where to throw from, when to throw, and on the quarterback?
Sound like you've been sitting in the meetings. It's all in together. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter offensively if you don't protect the guy, you don't have a chance. And then also, he's got to make quick decisions and deliver the ball. So it's working together, like you mentioned. So it's everybody. And I think the quarterback position, I've said it a million times, the most important position in all of sport. They control so much, but also we need the 10 guys around that spot playing really well. And to be able to come out of the game with no sacks, that's huge. And then on the other side, we had 6, and then we got hits on the quarterback a number of other times. Got him off at the spot. Tackles for losses. When you have those 2 things going in your favor, you got a chance really to play winning ball.
Coach, the Raiders, I just saw they made a donation to the program. Just your thoughts about that?
What a great opportunity for our university and our athletic department to have a collaboration with somebody as historic and successful of an organization as the Raiders. So, very, very thankful to be in the same city. Very thankful for the partnership we have with them, and I would suggest that it'll be a long-standing on both sides working together to create opportunities for those that we have a chance to impact, and very, very thankful.
What's it like right now in the cornerback room? Because they got you for some deep shots. Is it wide open in terms of competition for the next couple
Yeah, I
of
think,
weeks? What are you seeing from a technique standpoint?
I think we played a number of different guys over the last couple of weeks, still trying to figure it out, who's going to take the job. And then I still don't know that we're in a position that we can say, okay, this guy can go play 75 snaps. It's more by committee right now. There's points and times that we're playing well at that spot, and then there's other times we lose some focus. Our on-snap footwork, our eye discipline is not where it needs to be. So that's one of the huge areas that we need to get fixed. And if we don't, we won't achieve the success that this team should. And, it's all of our jobs to get that done. So we've got got a lot of work to do in a lot of areas, and that would be one of them.
Coach, without Jordan, you still got 4 solid running backs. Discuss the advantage and the importance of the depth of that position.
Well, we play a lot of different guys, as we've seen at that spot. Sometimes there's 2 backs on the field at the same time. And I think we've got, you mentioned 4, I think we've got 2 others that if we activated to get in position to help us, I think they could. That's a credit to what we do offensively. That's a credit to Coach Ford coaching that position. And then also schematically giving those guys touches and finding ways that they can help our team. We need everybody that steps on the field and is in position to help us. They've got to play winning ball. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. And through repetition, we'll continue to add guys to that list that are ready to go play.
With that rotation, have you noticed that your running backs have had more fresh legs in the fourth quarter than the other team's defenses so far?
I think we've had a change of pace there late in the game. One guy that maybe I think of Courtney Reese a couple of weeks ago at El Paso. He looked faster than anybody on the field when we put him in the game, and I think that is part of some of the thought process. But also, if a guy gets a hot hand throughout the course of the game early on, we're probably going to stay with him a little bit longer than maybe we had scripted. So guys understand that they're a play away from getting their name called and their number called, and they get to step in and execute at a high level.
Coach, Mayava, as quarterback, we forget that he's a freshman, right? How is he grading out week to week? Is he improving? And then how can you work with him to protect the ball here?
I look at the number one indicator or the number one statistic in grading that I look at is, did the quarterback win the game? And there's a lot that goes into that. Did he protect the ball? How clean was he with his checks and getting us out of a call and into a call, his reads in the RPO world? And he's doing really well. He's progressed from day one until, Saturday. Maybe as good or better than anybody on the team. So excited about his progress. I think, again, through reps, he's going to continue to get better. That's shown to be true up to this point. And I think he's got a chance to be a really, really good college quarterback. I forget, too, at times he's a freshman.
Coach, Quentin Moulton got into the game and looked like he was making some things happen, especially in the second half. Discuss his progress and what he needs to do.
Yeah, he had been injured a lot, not really fully cleared to compete through fall camp, so he's a little bit behind in some areas. He ended up starting the game this week and played well. And again, rotation-wise, there's 2 or 3 guys that are battling for that spot. But I thought he did some good things for the first time under the lights in the arena, so to speak. So excited about what he can do down the stretch here, and we certainly need him to continue to improve.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Hope y'all have a great week. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Coach.